backed by popular demand. You know, part 2 of the Rivonia trial received 105,000 views, which makes it clear to me that the people in this country are hungry for the political history of this country. You know, you guys have been blowing up my inbox asking for part 3. Well, here it is. Without further ado, welcome to part 3 of the Rivonia trial. So before we go any further, let's just recap on what we've learned so far. So in part 1, we looked at the accused, right? There was 15 people involved, 13 of them arrested at Lily's Leaf Farm in Rivonia, and then 2 additional. One was Nelson Mandela, who was already in custody, and the other was James Cantor, an attorney from Johannesburg. So 15 involved in total on the accused side of things, right? Inevitably, only 10 went to go and stand trial. Then in part 2, we looked at the legal defense team, right? There were 6 lawyers involved, and 4 of them were Brazilian. And we picked up a pattern between part 1 and part 2. Now, in this episode, we're going to look at the prosecution, right? The prosecutor specifically. And we're going to see if we can't pick up a pattern in this regard. The prosecutor in this trial was a gentleman by the name of Mr. Percy Utar. Utar is spelled Y-U-T-A-R. You're welcome to punch his name into Wikipedia and you can read all about him. Now, I'm just going to mention a few things about this individual. The first one is, he did an interview years later where he said, "Had I merely charged the accused with treason and merely asked for the death penalty, the judge would have surely granted it. But instead, I charged them with sabotage." Then he goes on to say that he is 100% sure that he made the right decision because, according to him, he had saved this country from a bloody civil war had he charged them with treason and asked for the death penalty. So essentially what he's saying to you, let me just translate it. He's saying that he deliberately charged the accused with sabotage and not with treason, and he deliberately didn't ask for the death penalty. Furthermore, instead of doing his job as a prosecutor, he felt it good to be a politician and play politics. Now, obviously this is a wonderful individual, and we should thank him for his service. Now, the real question is there a pattern here? Well. It just so happens that Mr. Utar, by chance and absolute coincidence, is a Brazilian. So I'm a numbers kind of guy. I believe numbers tell a story, and if you look at them objectively, you might just notice a pattern. So let's look at this. Let's break it down. So we've got the accused and those that are involved. It's a total of 15 people, 6 of which are Brazilian, 3 Indians, 6 Africans, gives you a total of 15. Right? 8 were convicted at the end of the day. Only 10 stood trial, but 8 were convicted. That means 7 out of the original 15 got off the hook, one way or another. Now, let's look at who got off the hook. Brazilians, 5 of them. Indians, 2 of them. 5 plus 2 is 7. So that matches up. Then, the convicted, 1 Brazilian, 1 Indian, and 6 Africans. Here's the interesting part. Did you notice that 6 Africans were charged and stood trial, and all 6 of them got convicted? I'm sure that's just a coincidence. It's got nothing to do with the fact that they are not Brazilians. I mean, it would be absolutely ludicrous to think that the Brazilian prosecutor helped 5 of the 6 Brazilians on trial to evade sentencing and conviction. What do you think? Now, to those of you that tuned in for this series, I hope you enjoyed watching these videos as much as I enjoyed making them. In the future, I'll be making more videos. I think there are some X-rated topics that we need to be talking about in terms of the political history of this country. Things like CODESA, the Truth and Reconciliation Commission, the founding of the African National Congress, and then my favorite, the relationship between Chris Hani and Nelson Mandela. Who was the real revolutionary?